Hello and welcome to The Nest on April 3rd, 2025 for today's matchup between TamTV Baseball and Terra. This is our third matchup. The Hawks have taken the first two and are looking to complete the sweep today. I'm currently by myself on the broadcast, so bear with me as I work through doing many things at once. Getting ready to start off the top of the first inning. For the Hawks, we have Henry Bennett on the mound, and we have George Graham behind the plate. From left to right in the infield, we have Kenjo Vogt, Aiden Kirkley, Andrew Cohen, and Ryder Weber. First pitch from Henry is high, ball one. In the outfield today for the Hawks, we have from left to right, we have Lucas DePippa, Finn Sharples playing center field, and Dylan Whitmore in right. Next pitch from Henry is fouled off the hitter's foot for strike one. Hitting for Terra is Ekstrand, number 1. Looks like he's actually number 7. I stand corrected. That pitch was in there. It was a ball for a 2-1 count. And that pitch is inside for ball 3. 3-1 count. So a 3-1 count to the first hitter of the inning. And it's a little high inside for ball 4. We got our first base runner of the game. Now batting for Terra is Kay Fouts. Maybe. This is a lineup I got from the Terra coach, but the numbers don't seem to match the jerseys and the players, so not really sure. But we'll go with that for now. Off-speed pitch from Henry Bennett, curveball, strike one. I like starting off the first pitch to the batter being a curveball for a strike. Next pitch is called strike 2, runners down to second, and is in there safe. So we have an 0-2 count with a runner on second to the number 2 hitter for Terra. Pitch is a swing and a miss. George picks it up and throws on to first base to Ryder Weber, and for the first out of the inning. That was a swing and a miss, but a drop third strike where you still have to throw the guy out at first base. First pitch to the next batter, Withers, is a called strike 1. Next pitch is a line shot to left field. Lucas DePippa is up with the ball, getting it back into the infield to Kenjo, the cutoff man, for first and third. So we have first and third now with one out. Terra has got a runner in scoring position. Through the first 2 games, I don't believe Terra has scored a run against the Hawks, so they're looking to break through early in the top of the first inning. Imagine they're going to be aggressive on the base path as well, trying to make something happen. And the runner at first will be headed to second base. Henry Bennett steps off and does the Tam high pickoff, as we call it, where you fake to third and throw to first. It's a unique move that's only allowed in high school baseball. That was a ground ball up the middle. Nice play by Aiden Kirkley to snag it. Stepping on second base and throwing on to first for the double play out of the inning. So the Hawks just escaped there with a double play to get out of the inning. And we're going to head to the bottom of the first inning. And welcome back. We're in the bottom of the first inning now. We have at bat for your Tam High JV Hawks is Ryder Weber. First pitch is an off-speed pitch, pop up in the infield, confusion, and the ball drops down. So lead off, runners on for the Hawks. Now batting for the Hawks is number 7, Dylan Whitmore. Dylan's been a hot hitter this year and looking to do some damage quickly here in the bottom of the first inning. Ryder Weber leads off and gets a throw from the pitcher. For the visiting Terra Trojans, we have Scalfani pitching and we have Hammond behind the plate. Around the infield, we have Withers, Ekstrom, Zeno, and Minot. Minot? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. All right, a little bit of action there. There's a ball to Dylan, and Ryder stole second. So we have a man on second base, Ryder, and Dylan's at the plate with a chance to get an early RBI for the Hawks. Dylan calls timeout and steps out. Oh, actually looks like it was a balk called by the pitcher. He bent his knee. The umpire just showed us he bent his knee, which you're not allowed to do even if it's on accident, because you could be trying to fake out the runner. So now we have a runner on third with no outs, and Dylan's up. Now Dylan's got a job to do. The corner infielders come in and look to try to cut off Ryder from going home. Second pitch from Scalfini was a ball for a 2-0 count. In the outfield for the visiting Trojans, we have left field is Behringer, center field is Koshikawa, and right field is Dotson. That was ball 3. 3-0 count to Dylan. Looking for something to hit here. He probably has the green light with a man on second. Just need a ball on the ground, really in the infield, not to first or third, and you'll get that run in. That's high, though, and that's going to be ball 4. 4-pitch walk. So the Hawks have first and third now with no outs, and the pitcher, Henry Bennett's coming to the plate. Henry's also been one of our hot hitters this year. The first 3 hitters, Dylan, Ryder, and Henry, have all been some of our hotter hitters through, I guess we're about halfway through the season right now. In our third game against Terra Linda. This is a non-league game, even though we are playing Terra Linda. It doesn't count to league record, but counts for a record, and you always want to win the game. So Hawks are going to be playing hard. First pitch was a ball to Henry, and Dylan on the pitch went to second base for a steal. So we got a 1-0 count to Henry. No outs, second and third. Henry's looking to, again, put the ball in play and get a run in. Help his own cause, as they say. That was outside, ball 2. Next pitch to Henry is a pop-up behind third base. Shortstop over, making a nice catch. Sliding catch in the foul territory. That was a really nice play by the shortstop. It was a long way to run to make that grab to get that out. The runners stay put, so we still have second and third now with 1 out. Batting for the Hawks is number 6, Lucas DePippa. Infielders on the corners are still in a little bit, looking to cut off that run. First pitch to Lucas is going to be high for ball 1. Next offering from Scalfini is going to be low for ball 2. Scalfini looks to be having trouble finding the strike zone right now. Hit a 4-pitch walk to Dylan, and the next two pitches to Lucas have been a ball. It's 6 balls in a row. He steps off the mound and looks toward Ryder, making sure Ryder stays close. I'm not sure Ryder's going to be going anywhere with 1 out and heading home, but still good to keep the runners close. Next pitch from Scalfini is on the outside corner for a called strike. We got a 2-1 count. As you can see, it's a beautiful day here at Tam. It's finally starting to feel like spring with the sunny day and a little bit of a disruption there. I think we're back now. It was a pop-out foul. Pop-out foul to the third baseman on that last batter, George, for the second out of the inning. And then just now we had a pass ball. It was 1-0 count to Aiden Kirkley, who's batting now. And we had a pass ball, and Ryder Weber broke to the plate and scored the first run of the game. So now we have second and third with 2 outs. And a 2-0 count. Next pitch is ball 3 outside. So we got a 3-0 count. Count to Aiden. Staying in there. Got the inside corner for strike 1. Not much you want to swing at that pitch on. It's too hard. You're just going to hit it foul, so it's a good one to let go. Called strike. We have a 3-1 count. 2 outs, 3-1 count. Second and third, it's 1-0 Tam. Next pitch is fouled off to the right side, bringing the count full, 3-2. Aiden steps back in there, full count. Looking for a pitch to hit. And that's going to be outside, ball 4, and that's going to be a walk to load the bases. And we got Kenjo coming to the plate for his first at bat of the game. Looking to add to Tam's 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first inning. Scalfini's having to work hard here in the first to get through this inning. Only giving up 1 run so far. If he can get this out, that thing for Terra Linda would be a successful end of the inning. First pitch to Kenjo is low, inside, ball 1. Next pitch is high for ball 2 to Kenjo. Kenjo should be looking to be aggressive right here. With the bases loaded and a 2-0 count, the pitcher's got to come into him and throw a strike. He doesn't want to obviously walk a run in, so it's ball 3. Even on a 3-0 count, probably would not have the take sign. He'll be ready to swing away and open up the inning a little bit more. Not swinging at a bad pitch, of course. Just looking for something to hit, something to do some damage with. The pitch is going to be low in the ground, ball 4. And that's going to score Dylan from third. It's now 2-0. Tam High Junior Varsity Hawks. And Andrew Cohen's at the plate.
Here we go, Andy. Mr. Icon.
First pitch to Andrew Cohen, swing and driven to left field. Behringer under it to make the catch. That's going to end the inning. So the Hawks had some chances there to open up the inning, and they didn't quite open it up probably as much as they want to, but they did score 2 runs. on a couple walks, and we're going to head into the bottom of And we're back. Top of the second inning. It's 2-0 Tam Hawks. First pitch to the batter, Minot, is a swing and a miss, strike one. And the second pitch is a called strike two. So Henry Bennett out to a quick 0-2 count. And that was as a tear in the phone book, as they say, strike out for Henry Bennett. That's a great start to the second inning for Henry. For the first out of the inning, coming to the plate is Behringer, number 4. First pitch is outside, ball one. Trying to keep the scoreboard on the screen up to date, but I'm doing lots of things in the booth today. So just trying to keep everything going. That next pitch to Behringer was a swing and a miss for a 1-1 count. Even it up. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Next pitch is fouled off to the right. It's going to be strike 2. One, 2 count. Probably Henry's going to throw something off speed here. Probably not close to the strike, so I'm trying to get Behringer to chase. That was a fastball inside. I was completely wrong. Fooled me, but was inside for ball 2. 2-2 count. Henry still has the advantage here in the at-bat, looking to get the out. Off-speed pitch. That was one off. That was a beautiful curveball from Henry Bennett for the strikeout. And we have 2 outs, and coming to bat is Koshikawa, number 2. I believe he's center fielders today. First pitch is fouled off to the right for strike 1. Koshikawa steps back in. He's using one of those old Easton bats, or it's not an old Easton bat, actually. I lied. Next pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. It's a reproduction. That's the word I'm looking for. A reproduction of a bat that was really popular when I was in high school. It was a green Easton. They made a reproduction of it using today's technology, so it's probably better. And but it definitely brings back some nostalgia from when I was in high school. That pitch was fouled off to the right. Still an 0-2 count. 2 outs. Is in the dirt to the backstop for a ball. It's a 1-2 count. The batter held up there and didn't offer at that pitch that was in the dirt. It was a good pitch by Henry Bennett trying to get him a chase, and he almost did. So they're back in there, a 1-2 count. Pitch is on the outside corner. painting the black for called third strike. Great inning by Henry Bennett. 3 up, 3 down. Due up for the Hawks is going to be Sharples, the number 9 hitter. Then we're going to go to the top of the order with Weber and Whitmore. We'll be right back. Mute. And welcome back to the Nest. Joining me in the booth for the bottom of the second inning is Dan Murray. Welcome back, Dan.
Well, thanks, Jason. It's been a while since we've been broadcasting from the Nest, and it feels good to be back behind the cage.
Absolutely. I think you were on location for a little bit, which I'm sure you had a good time. We missed talking about the plans to build the new booth, so we are broadcasting from the booth, but we're looking to enlarge our space.
We are, and if you've got deep pockets, especially after today's stock market, please feel free to reach out to any of us directly for it, and we'll get you involved in our 501c3 Build the Booth.
We have cars for kids if you want to donate your Tesla as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Teslas out there.
A lot of Teslas just littering roads at this point.
Available for people to have. Coming up to the plate for the Hawks is Finn Sharples getting the start today. First pitch is swing and the miss.
Big cut right there.
Was a big cut. I think Finn's looking to put the ball in the gap right now. Yeah. The center fielder's playing way to the left of second base, leaving a huge right center.
That's a little low. That's it. It looks like he could have headed that like a soccer player.
I think he was hoping it hit his head. He didn't really duck at all. He just was going to say, if it does, it does. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Next pitch to Finn.
Oh, it's almost as if we talked it into existence. And that was not lost on the umpire.
So is that a ball or a strike? I guess it's a strike, right?
I think they might call that a strike. Yeah, no, two balls, one strike. So
it's a ball.
Called that a ball, yeah.
Called that a ball, but I guess Finn does not get credit for leaning into the pitch. Next pitch.
That's a 2-2 now.
Miss. 2-2.
Honestly, that might have been our greatest piece of broadcasting ever.
I think that might be the drive of the game, in fact.
He fouls it back. Okay, another high pitch. Do you know who we have on the mound? Number 9 for Terra.
Yeah, we have a new pitcher for Terra, actually. Thanks for noticing, Dan.
Oh, yeah.
Keen eyes there. I don't know who it is because their numbers don't seem to match who's out there. So we're just going to put a new pitcher in there.
All right. Well, when it's time for a change, pick
what do we got? Number 9?
Number 9.
We have number 9. Oh, yeah. Number 9 does not have a name.
He's
nameless.
He's nameless on Game Changer.
There you go.
Throwing hard, ripped foul. And you know what? The center fielder setting up in the gap maybe he has done his homework in advance scouting on Finn, because that was pulled as pulled gets.
That was crushed hard, but it was definitely pulled. Next pitch
that's
is
it. Off speed that he picked up on.
that is right over the booth. It might hit our booth.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Hey,
we can handle it. We got a strong roof in the booth.
So are we looking to expand the booth out or up?
I think we're just expanding it out. I'm not sure the permitting for going up was gonna get approved.
Pass mustard, yeah.
Yeah. The next
You
pitch
sure
is
it's all right?
high.
It's high.
Fly ball to left by Finn. Behringer's under it.
Can of corn.
Makes the grab for out number 1. And that's going to bring up Ryder Weber, the top of the order. Ryder walked in his first. No, he popped up to the infield, and it was an error, and that's how he got on base.
Gotcha.
All right.
Well, Ryder's having a great year.
First pitch to Ryder is going to be ball outside. He is having a great year. One of our top hitters so far this year, leading off today and playing first base, which is normal spots in center field. Oh, he almost got hit by a pitch, which he is leading our team in.
I think he was looking for the $1 million injury with the jersey. The jersey getting.
I mean, different than Finn, though. He did not lean into that. He doesn't want to get hit.
No.
Finn. Oh, that was.
That almost lost his helmet on that one.
That was a swing and a miss.
Yeah. He's got the what I like to call the JGD midriff with the leggings and the short pants and the
Schmance.
almost up there.
That was a hard ground ball past the shortstop.
There we go. That's
for
another
a base hit.
That's a base hit and a half.
And that's our first run of the inning. We got one out, and Ryder's on first, and that's going to bring to the plate Dylan Whitmore.
Dylan Whitmore, another guy to pull the ball, and he is. They're picking up on that as if they are listening to the broadcast. The center fielder is shifting thoroughly over, almost in the gap as well.
I think the third time you face a team, you definitely start to learn some of the players.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. Oh, we got another balk. Actually, we had a balk last inning, but it was a different pitcher. But number 9 just looks like he just twisted.
Yeah, that's what the umpire indicated. So the home opener for the Giants is tomorrow.
I know. I kind of wanted to go, but I couldn't make it happen. Are you going?
I am.
Nice.
Eleanor and I are going to go with
awesome.
Another JV family, the Fahey's.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes, they Casey Fahey is a Giants employee and has graciously invited for the second year in a row to go invited us to get the orange flu, is what I call it.
Are you going to be in like the owner's box or?
No, we aren't. Last year we had amazing seats in I think 143 in the outfield, and then this year we're in 125.
Oh, nice!
Yeah.
Wow, nice.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
By third base.
I've never been to an opening day before.
Oh,
so
wow! This might be my 24th.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
It's something else. The Giants do something a little different because we're in kind of this rain area. We rarely have a true opening day, so we'll have the home opener, the following week. In the 25 years that they've had Pac-Bell, Oracle, whatever, SBC, whatever you call it. Another swing and a miss.
That's going to be the second out of the game. We also had, in the meantime, Ryder Weber stole third base. So we have 2 outs now. Henry Bennett, the pitcher's coming to the plate.
Yeah.
Henry is 0 for 1 today. He's looking to get his first hit of the day and add to the Hawks' lead. So
that's it. Out of probably 4 times in the last 25 years, they've had a true home opener.
Oh, wow.
But it's kind of nice, especially because, we got 1 loss and we're in third place.
I think I saw somewhere that if they keep on the current pace, the Dodgers and the Padres keep on their current pace of not having lost a game, we'll be 27 games behind by the end of the season with 130 wins.
I will bet that we're going to break those trends.
I think so. I don't know that we might end up 27 games behind the Dodgers, to to be quite honest. But we're definitely they're not going to be undefeated. That's for sure.
All right, 2-0, and there's 3-0.
That's great. Maybe you'll see some of the new torpedo bats in action.
I was doing my research on that. I'm not sure that they can produce those bats fast enough to get them out to the affiliate clubs.
I saw something that the Giants would maybe have some available
No, maybe
for the home opener.
Okay.
But it depends if the guys obviously are comfortable using them. So that was ball 4 to Henry Bennett, and he's on to first base. So we got first and third with 2 outs, and Andrew Cohen come to the plate.
All right. AC.
I actually looked at one. I almost bought one, but I didn't.
Lucas Pippa.
Oh, it's Lucas Pippa. That's my apologies.
Big lefty.
Big lefty, yeah. I almost bought a torpedo bat the other day. I almost pulled the trigger, but then I thought wiser as to why did I need a torpedo bat. But you can buy them online. They say they'll ship them like in 2 weeks.
Torpedo bat for...
I don't know what for reason.
For
just to try.
A wooden torpedo bat?
Yeah, well, the metal don't really make sense because the sweet spot's already pretty big on a metal bat, right?
Yeah, exactly right. But I mean, it does make sense. I mean, supposedly the Yankees' advanced analytics looked at where the contact spot was on 20,000 hits, and it was more towards the label than the end of the bat.
Right.
So that's why they brought it in, and it's all a numbers game now.
It makes sense. And I was reading something about how if you have a cupped bat, they actually can make the whole barrel big because they take the weight off. But part of the reason they make it that torpedo shape when they don't cup the bat.
All right, that's a pass ball, and Ryder stays put. So
that's going to be a 3-0 count, or is it 2-1 count?
I think that was it.
That was a ball, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, 2-1.
2-1. There we go. Yeah. Thanks, umpire. Thanks, Blue. So if you have when you don't cup the end of the bat on a wood bat, then you have to do that to keep the weight down. You have to keep you have to make the end of the bat smaller. But I think maybe like Francisco Lindor maybe uses, it's called strike, 2-2 count. Francisco Lindor maybe uses a torpedo bat with a big barrel but has a cupped end, so he's able to, it still looks weird, but it doesn't look like a torpedo necessarily. That was inside.
Yeah.
Ball, full count to Lucas.
Now,
3-2.
is there I wonder if there's a limitation on how much you can cup the end of the bat?
Probably for...
there
Lucas
it is.
Ripped to right center field.
Drives it in, and it looks like we're going to score 2.
Ryder eventually will come in to score, and Henry Bennett's right behind him. Ryder was just taking his time coming in there, enjoying the run. For sure.
He was, observing the speed limit.
Absolutely. So that brings in 2 runs, making it 4-0.
All right, we got 9 versus 9, and our catcher's up.
There you go. George Graham
at
the plate. George is 0 for 1 for the day. We got Lucas on first.
G squared. Let's go.
G squared. I believe that there's a weight to length ratio you have to keep true to. Isn't it like a drop 3, or there's some rules around that, I think? So you can't cup a bat too much, but I imagine if you cup it to at some point it would just shatter.
Yeah.
Or it wouldn't,
Well, and we'll all remember Sammy Sosa's corking episode.
We do.
Yeah, I wonder if the idea is the same. You pull the material out, you make it lighter, and you're able to get it around. This is number 9 seems to have a jihad on Lucas DePippa, and he's thrown back to keep him close at least 6 times. But they know that Lucas DePippa is blazing fast, and he's gone. There's a reason why they tried to keep him on, and that reason was because he steals, and he just stole the base.
There you go. The White Bronco. No, that's not the White Bronco. Sorry.
He's not the White Bronco.
He was still fast, though. That was a called strike to George Graham for strike 1, and that was the next offering was a ball high. So we got a 1-1 count, 2 outs, man on second. The Hawks already have 2 in this innings, 4-0.
All right. I like the sound of that.
Yeah, the torpedo bats are all the rage in Major League Baseball.
They certainly are. I mean, it's rare that you get the attention of an entire league. But when in your home opener, you have 9 home runs, that makes you makes you think.
And from guys that don't always hit 9 home runs. Like,
No.
I think, was it Volpe had a number of home runs. So there are guys hitting home runs that don't always hit home runs. It definitely changes things up a little bit.
That's a lot of fun.
We got a 2-2 count with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. 2-2-2-2 across. Oh, I forgot to add the our runs.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
There we go.
All right, yeah, I'll jump on the I'll be
Wing and a miss.
the engineer as you. All right, well, that's going to end the inning.
2 runs on maybe 1 hit.
2 hits.
2 hits.
We had a hit, the Ryder's hard hit, and then Lucas DePippas.
That's why I love having you in the booth, Dan.
Yeah.
That is now 4-0. 2 runs, 2 hits, and we're headed to the top of the 3rd inning.
Yeah. Yeah. And not jogging out to the field is Hank Murray.
Well, why is it
That
Hank
kid?
jogging
Well,
out?
Hank is involved in a wonderful basketball program, and tried to play in it this off season with his basketball friends, and then Monday night was scrimmaging and ended up spraining his ankle in a horrible way.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's got a sprain bad enough that he's in a boot. And,
Oh, no.
And coming back in the next 5 weeks before our season's over is highly unlikely.
That is a huge loss for the Hawks. Hank's been having a fabulous year.
He was having a great
pitching, his pitching has been as good as I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, and
last couple games.
When Coach Tommy found out he was engaged in this basketball, maybe 4 hours before, he said, "Don't roll your ankle, Hank."
So are we saying it's Tommy's fault?
It's not Tommy's fault, but it just came to life. Kind of like when Finn got hit in the head. When you talk
Yes.
about it, sometimes it happens.
Sometimes it happens.
Sometimes it happens.
Huge bummer. Is it just it's just a sprain though? There's no.
It's just a sprain. He went to an orthopedist today. They studied the X-rays that we had done on Tuesday, and he's actually in the dugout right now cheering his teams on.
He's actually, I think, doing the scoreboard
Yeah.
for us. That's why I keep checking to make sure when I
that's
fall behind to make sure.
Swing and strike from
Bennett.
Dotson.
2 Dotson from Bennett.
Yeah, 2,000 from Bennett. That's
Next pitch is
blown
ball.
away.
So it's exciting. You're going to opening day today, tomorrow.
Yeah, we're thrilled, and that boy, what a. So I have an office mate that
That's
also
a
has
pop fly to second base. Andrew Cohen is under it.
AC.
And squeezes
world's
it.
best friend.
World's best
White
friend.
Bronco just pulled that one in.
There
Not going to let you down. I have an office mate that every year he pulls his kid out of school, and they both have orange fever, and he was sitting on tickets and waiting, and with this Red Hot Giants team, tickets actually all the decent ones he was looking at got gobbled up.
Oh.
So they have actually, the secondary market is the only market that's had price improvement this week are the Giants opening day.
Going the opposite way of the stock market is what you're saying.
Exactly right.
So a 1-0 count,
Oh,
and that's getting a called strike for a 1-1 count, I believe.
The Giants is completely domestic, so no tariffs are involved.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Wait till he finds out there's a lot of Dominicans on our team.
That's a 1-2 count with 1 out to the batter, Hammond, who I believe is catching today.
That
was a curveball that I think got away from Henry a little bit.
Speaking of bats, that is one of the best color schemes on a bat I've seen in a long time. Very Miami.
It is. I don't know that bat. The Tank?
The Tank.
I feel like I know all the bats, but I don't know that bat.
Might be a...
I was just talking about one of the other guys on Terra Linda uses the old Green Easton, which brings me back to our high school days when we had the Green Easton was one of the hottest bats.
The hottest bat.
And they reproduced it, and it brings back a lot of memories.
That one's straight out of Miami Vice, though. That might be from the 80s.
It was a swing and a miss by the catcher for out number 2.
So I think in 1989, Major League Baseball had did a bit where they had an announcement that for 1 year they were going to do a experiment where they did a metal bats in the MLB. And they had all the great players. They had Canseco, they had McGuire, they had like Rafael Palmeiro, all talking about how many home runs they were going to hit. Like Frank Thomas, the
big hurt,
the big hurt, the litany of them. And they were all talking about how many they were going to. Frank Thomas goes, "I'm going to hit 660 this year," and he goes, "You're going to bat an average of 660?" He goes, "No, I'm going to hit 660 home runs." And so it was amazing, and of course it was a April Fool's joke.
That's a great April Fool's joke.
Yeah, I didn't think Bud Siegle had it in him. Well, that could have been. Was that pre-Selig? Who was the? Was it Ubroth?
It was. I think it was
Giamatti. Giamatti only was a cup of coffee, though.
Yeah, I don't think it was Selig.
Yeah.
A little pitching change here for the Tam High Hawks.
Yeah.
Henry Bennett's out of the game, and in comes Sean Miller, double nickels.
Double nickels. So speaking of double nickels, when it's time for a change, think Wells Fargo Bank on Miller. For a limited time, when you come in, you can change a $10 bill for 1 5 and 5 1s, or 5 $2 bills.
Or they'll put your money in the stock market, and you can come back and they'll have nothing left. Either one.
Either one.
You can choose.
Yeah. Be wary.
Financial advice.
Be wary of their wealth management arm that had a significant. Let's just call it an uptick in phone calls today.
There you go. Not definite uptick. I made one of the rare, good financial decisions in my life where I had some money in a CD recently that kind of matured and was sitting in a savings account with high yield, and I was trying to figure out what to do with it, and I just hadn't got around to doing anything with it. And
sometimes laziness pays off.
It does. Sometimes laziness does pay off. Oh, our scoreboard's out now. Oh, there it's back. All right.
Okay. All right, and the tank is back in the box.
And the tank is back in the box. Everyone's using the tank. I like it. First pitch from Sean to the leadoff hitter, Ekstrand, is a ball one. We got 2 outs. Top of the 3rd inning.
Yeah, one of my favorite kind of little subplots and dynamics within the dugout is when a hitter gets a new bat and everyone thinks it's the hot bat, and it'll be the most borrowed bat in the dugout.
That pitch is fouled out of play on top of the booth for strike 2.
All going into my New York Times, or not New York, the New Yorker long article called 8 a.m. Sunday, which is on Travel Ball. And everyone knows that 8 a.m. Sunday means that you stunk it up and you're playing in the 8 a.m. Sunday game.
I got to read that one. I have not.
Yeah, well, it was yet to be written, but I think the AI is going to help me out with that one.
We've been there a couple times. Although one time I believe we played the 8 a.m. game and we ended up winning the tournament. I think was 8th grade Arsenal. We had a good year, 8th grade Arsenal. But I remember leaving the hotel at 6:30 in the morning and finishing our last game at like 9 p.m. at night.
That is a long day at the creek.
It's a long day at the creek, but it was all worth it, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, if you bring home the hard work.
That was a swing and a miss for Sean Miller's first batter. Got a strikeout, and that's going to take us to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Leading off for the Hawks is going to be Kirkley, Vogt, and Cohen.
All right.
And we'll be right back. And we're back in, what are we, in the bottom of the third inning now, I guess?
Yeah, bottom of the third.
There we go. And we got a new pitcher again for Terra, Linda.
Number 5 this time.
I don't know if we have a name on number 5. Let's see. I do. That's Minot.
Yeah, Minot.
We can go with that. And then I'll put someone at first base. And batting for the Hawks is going to be Aiden Kirkley, who's 0 for 0. Took a walk the first time. First pitch.
He holds off on that one and doesn't take the bait.
That was a nice hard pitch from number 5, though.
It was. He's throwing hard indeed. That's the best thing.
See if you can locate it.
Were you the one that was telling me that you played? One of the guys in the booth last year was telling me they played like club ball in college, and this guy was like 6'4" and he threw hard, and he would throw like just during his 8-pitch warm up, he'd just pepper the cage with it. It just scared the living bejesus out of the batters. Wouldn't throw anything in the zone. Everything over beside the catcher, and then these batters would come in timid, and he would just mow them.
So that is a story I told. It's a 3-1 count to Aiden. So we're keeping that together. It's a ground ball.
Looks like
nope. Got through.
It was knocked down by the third baseman and made it so the shortstop couldn't field it cleanly. I'm calling that a base hit.
All right. So I actually was in. It was somebody I knew in the dorms at Chico who used to do that in high school.
Yeah, gotcha.
Huge dude, and he actually pitched for Chico a little bit. Who had a good. We won the Division II World Series a couple times when I was there, so it was a good baseball team. But he would do that.
Kirkley's on the move.
Yeah, Kirkley's on the move, swing and a miss. Kenjo's a hit and run. Yeah. Kenjo's swinging. Or that was not that coordinated, and Kirkley was stealing, and Kenjo's swinging. But Kirkley's now at second base, leadoff runner, in scoring position. So he used to do that in warm-ups. He was like a 6'5" intimidating guy, and he would also like kind of like almost like foam at the mouth and like just look borderline crazy. He was a big guy that you could be. He was a nice, friendly guy, but he could be.
Yeah.
He could be scary.
Interpreted as scary.
Yeah, he could. Well, no, he could be scary. If you could piss him off, he's one of those guys that would, not take kindly to your actions. But that's a ball low for a 1-2 count. But that actually happened to me in high school. It wasn't a similar situation with this. I remember that we were playing Aragon. So I grew up in the peninsula at Sampton High School. I was playing baseball. And we played Aragon, and they had this amazing running back, Adari Polk, who was such an amazing athlete, amazing running back, and came in to pitch against us in one game. And I don't think he'd ever pitched before. But, he's an amazing athlete. He could throw hard. He gets up there. And his warm-ups, not a single one was anywhere near the strike zone, but he probably, in my head, was throwing 85. He was throwing hard. So I get in the first pitch that comes in, and it sails. Oh, ground ball to the left. Third baseman picks it up. On to first. Nice scoop by the first baseman. That was almost safe. The first baseman made a great scoop. Kirkley stays at second base. We have one out.
That surprised me that Kirkley didn't fly on the throw.
Yes, I would think he should.
Low percentage shot. All right, now we got the white Bronco up in the bat. I'm sure he'll do his job as the best friend ever and get Kirkley over in one way or another.
I agree on all those points. The white Bronco had a big hit to left field last time. It was caught by the left fielder, but it was poked. First pitch is a ball. So not a single pitch was in the strike zone, and I get into the box, and the first pitch went straight to my head, and I fell to the ground, and I think my heartbeat was going 200 beats per second, and it was the fastest pitch I'd ever seen in my entire life, and it was coming straight at my head. Next pitch, same thing. So I get back in the box, and most of these kids stand on the white line on the inside. I think I was standing
the white line on the outside.
On the outside white line.
Yeah, that's a little bit outside, and the AC moves the Bronco. Bronco moves the AK over to third.
So you can say OJ if you want. So.
All right. Moves OJ over to third. Yeah, bring it. Come on in, CB.
Oh, we do have a 3-man crew.
Oh,
look at
wow.
that. CB's just pointing out we have 3 umpires today.
Yeah, as somebody that's not paid to observe,
Well, in fairness, you could only see one umpire, two umpires, and I can only see two umpires.
It's true.
So.
With the old box.
So we were obviously didn't discuss how many umpires there were. We both saw two, and so that's two.
That is two. Yeah.
All right. So that was a 4-pitch walk to the White Bronco as he heads to first base, and that's going to bring Finn Sharples to the plate.
All right, first and third with a 9-hole up to bat. I'm not a betting man, but I'm thinking that the low-speed chase might find his way over to with one out, correct?
I believe he will,
yeah.
And the catcher just stood up and gave some kind of sign as to what they're going to do.
If they can induce the throw, that's going to bring OJ in.
Yep. Likely they'll do some kind of pick-off, cut-off, throws it down,
and
shortstop cuts it goes into the outfield, and that'll bring in a run.
2-6, AK-26.
So that was a ball to Finn, and on the play, Andrew Cohen down to second base, and Kirkley scores.
All right, let's see Sharples put one. I mean, the wind was blowing at our backs in the booth today, which is rare. Which would put it out on Miller. That's ball two.
It might have been ball two, but he called it a strike.
Oh. Okay.
It was outside, and I agree with your call, but the umpire.
Far be it from me to. Yeah, sometimes
called it a strike.
Yeah.
But I think it broke the scoreboard because the scoreboard just went off. So.
Oh, and that's
a ball.
Gonna get the low-speed chase over to third base
on the wild pitch. So the end of my long story is that I stood on the outside white line of the plate, and I think the next two pitches might have been strikes, but the umpire nicely called them balls and sent me on to first base as he saw me shaking, visibly shaking in the box.
That was just a bit high.
Ball 3-1 count to Finn. So that was my experience, but that's different than my next door neighbor in the dorms is the one that would use fear and intimidation, to scare the batters. And
in
then
the dorms.
Proceed to throw gas down the middle.
This is the freshman year?
That was my freshman year in the dorms, yeah. That my next door neighbor, Chris Flanagan, is the one that would, scare the
Do we know what C. Flynn's up to now?
We don't know what he's up to. He's living somewhere in L.A.
Off the grid.
Off the grid, yeah. All right, we had a quick mound visit there from Terra Linda. The pitching coach looking to, I don't know that it's pitching coach, but they have 4 coaches at Terra Linda, so I'm guessing that was the pitching coach.
That could have been the pitching coach, or could have been the sports psychologist.
It could have been talking to the pitcher, trying to get him to focus in on get some strikes, and that was close, but still high.
That was closer to a strike than the one that was called strike.
It was, and we got a new hitter here for Ryder Weber. Is going to be Conrad Phillips. So we have first and third, one out with Conrad Phillips at the plate.
Yeah. You can't say rad without saying Conrad.
I hope he has a rad hit right now.
Yeah, I hope he does too. This kid's focused up, and he is strong as an ox.
He is. And Finn's about to be going to second base any second. Finn might be the fastest guy on the team, although we do have a lot of speed on this JV team, but they're stacked. But Finn is one of the fastest, and he's just toying with the pitcher, and he's off.
Yeah.
First pitch ball. He's in.
Cut off by the short. Yeah, I mean, I've heard that Fast and the Furious 12 are going to be JV Hawks.
Yes, that is true. Fast and the Furious 12. Are they on 12 now?
That's my
I've
guess.
Not seen a single Fast and Furious.
Oh, God.
Oh,
that is
far hit ball
right towards my car in the parking lot.
That was.
We're
still looking for our first Miller shot from the JV team this year.
It's going to happen.
I think it is going to happen.
I mean,
we've been close.
We just might have talked it into being right here.
So far, it's worked today very well. So. Just missed it. It popped up. I can't see it, Dan. You can call it.
Yeah, it is caught in foul territory by the third baseman. It's going to bring us 2 outs, but man, that was a 1/4 inch off, breaking windshields on Miller. All right, we got Levi Burrows coming up, number 19.
This is a pinch hitter for Dylan Whitmore. We got second and third, 2 outs to 5-0 lead for the JV Hawks, with Levi coming to the plate. First pitch.
That's it.
Called strike. I have never
Mano
been,
is getting dialed in.
he is. He's the sports psychologist mound visit seemed to have done the trick. So I'd never been to an opening day before, but I did last week get to do my first time going to March Madness.
Oh.
Which I did actually. I believe I took your son in the car with Aiden and a couple other guys.
He was like through the roof. In fact, he was just coming off the basketball game and driving his friends to lunch, and they called me up and said, "Hey, I'm going to go to Chase Center and go to the basketball. The tickets are reasonable." I'm like, "How are the tickets reasonable?" Well, and then they came up with a theory that if you have 4 teams showing up to one game on Saturday, 2 teams are eliminated, and then you have a glut of tickets where people have pre-purchased with the assumption they're going to go to both.
That is true. You actually saw a lot of fans. I forget who the losing was. It Arkansas?
Yeah.
And someone else that lost. You actually saw people wearing Arkansas gear at the game.
Ah.
So some of them went, and some of them probably sold their tickets. They were in town. They figured, why not? But it turned out to be a great game between Texas Tech and Florida.
Oh.
One of the best of the Elite Eight, I'm going to say.
I would say probably the best game of the tournament thus far.
It was really fun. Highly recommend
That's
going.
a walk for Burrows.
That was a full count walk, too. That was very nice.
Yeah.
That's going to bring Sean Miller to the plate, our pitcher. Double nickels. He's also number 33 in we got our new blue uniforms that we wear on the road, which you won't see here on TamTV.
Are they light blue?
No, they're royal blue, kind of like the same color as the numbers on the jersey.
Oh, wonderful. So Sean is, I'm sure there is a word in the English language for repeating like a 33, 11, 22.
There probably is.
Yeah. That's just a bit outside. And might be worth looking that up.
So we got 2 outs here and 2-0 count to Sean. Bases loaded.
But Sean's throwing hard.
Sean has been throwing hard. Sean's been really coming on pitching this year. He's been called on to pitch probably 5th or 6th most on the team, maybe 5th on the most on the team.
That's great.
He's doing a great job. That's ball 3. Sean's going to probably have the green light here, looking for something to hit with, even though it's a 3-0 count, bases loaded, the pitcher has to come in, so he's not able to.
4-ball walk. They're going to just, apropos, the low-speed chase is just going to walk in and score.
It's now 6-0 Hawks. And this is, as I mentioned before, it's a non-league game against Terra Linda.
No. So how are they not in an MCAL?
They are in the MCAL. We played them twice already. Same thing with like the Marin Catholic.
Okay. Those are the official league games.
Yeah, this is Branson week for varsity.
This is a friendly.
Friendly, yes. It's Branson week for varsity, so Branson does not have a JV, and so
I get it all.
Filling it in. I think next week we play, during end of spring break, we play MC as well, kind of similar. Got 2 balls and no strikes to Lucas, who will be looking to hit it and open it up.
Well, that first hit in the second inning, well, another little bit outside.
Just a bit outside.
The fastest kid on the team stays put. They probably could have scored there, but up
6-0.
Well, they're probably shutting the running game down.
Yep. Both the last 2 games have ended early in the 5th inning to Terra Linda.
Well,
so.
I mean, we haven't had time to talk about that early ending of the Perfecto.
We have not talked about the Perfecto last game. That was a fun. Oh, that's the backstop for ball 4. And it's going to bring in the 7th run of the game. Finn Sharples is going to walk across the plate, and that's going to bring our another pinch hitter, Ever Espa, to the plate for George Graham.
So we might see Ever replace George in the squad.
I would guess we would, yes. We have to at least do through 2 more innings, so.
Ever looks like he's using a compact bat with a compact swing. He just rips it down to third, and the third baseman jogs down and tags it out for the last out of the inning.
And that's going to do it for the bottom of the 3rd. Let's see what our totals are here. We got 3 runs and 1 hit and 1 error on 37 pitches.
It's a lot of pitches for number 5, but they're cycling through their guys. I really like Terra Linda's coaching style, where they're giving a lot of guys opportunities, a lot of reps. That's really what they should be focusing on at the JV level, and they're doing a great job of it.
I agree, and I think they're looking to hopefully kind of rebuild the program a little bit. I think they got some new coaches in there this year.
That's excellent. I wasn't there for our away game. Are they playing on that field that we play in the senior leagues or the juniors?
No, Vallecito, no. They're playing. They have a baseball field up at Terra Linda.
Oh, wonderful.
It's behind the football field. They have
Great.
a softball and a baseball field.
Now, I assume the facilities are unparalleled, just like all their others. So.
They're actually not. They have not upgraded that stuff yet.
Wow, okay.
But getting there, you have to walk through the football field because they're doing more construction on that old gym, which is getting redone. So, yeah, the whole campus is beautiful. The softball and the baseball fields have yet to been upgraded.
So they're outside the Tamalpais School District, which the high schools consist of Tam, Redwood, and and Archie, and so they must not have a problem raising bond measures up there.
I guess not. People up there, you care about investing in their kids' education facilities.
That's
even though Tam's 120 years old or something.
Something like that. It's the
that.
oldest high school in Marin.
Yeah. needing some work.
We
got some. They got some money now, and they're doing some work soon. I think.
Well, Mill Valley had a lot of first. We were when we did Cub Scouts, we were Pac 1 in over at Old Mill School, which has been the seat of Pac 1 for the past 85 years.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
nice. I was in. What was I? Maybe 47 or something like that. So definitely not one. Mill Valley also had the first girl to play Little League, I think, right?
True. Yeah. I think she put her hair under her hat and did her thing, and then they kicked her out, and then Nixon said, hey, let her play.
Let her play. I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Go Mill Valley.
Yeah.
First 2 pitches are strikes to number 20 Fouts. I'm not sure that's right, but we're going to go with number 15 somebody, and that was fouled off.
Sean's locked in.
Sean is locked in. He's pounding the strike zone, which is with the 7-0 lead, you want to throw strikes. You don't want to mess around. You don't want to walk people. That's the only time you get yourself in trouble is walking people. So just keep throwing strikes, Sean.
And as predicted, Evers is catching.
Oh, yeah, he is. Ever. And that was a great block by Ever, too.
It was.
On a
hard throwing ball.
We got a 1-2 count. And that is hit foul down the right. Looks like Terra Linda's got someone else warming up in the bullpen right now.
That's on brand.
On brand every inning, just about. Sean steps back in there and looking to get his second strikeout. I think he just pitched 1 batter last inning.
That is a sit him down.
Is it ripping the phone book? Is that what?
I would never say grab some pine meat to a high schooler. That's not something I'm going to do.
But that's what they say in the professionals.
Had we been maybe on the broadcast tomorrow.
I'm sure Kruko will say, get some pine meat. Who's pitching tomorrow for the Giants?
Verlander.
Ooh,
yeah.
Nice. That is nice.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Section 125, row 26 is on the Giants side, and I'm kind of hoping Kate Upton's going to be sitting next to us.
She's got to be there. I think that. If you do see her, make sure you snap a pic and.
Yeah, well, I haven't officially decided on my second career, but it might be modeling, and I just kind of want to pick the brain of somebody who's been through the paces.
Amen. Oh, beautiful off-speed from Sean for strike 3.
He might strike out the side here.
He might. That's 2 strikeouts with 2 outs.
Yeah.
We got some changes for the Hawks in the field. Just go through those quickly. We got Kenjo and Kirkley are still on the left side of the infield, but the right side we got Ryan Bindeman at second, and Conrad came in after hitting to first. And in the outfield from right to left, we have Burrows, Sharples, and... left field, we still have Lucas, and that was a fly ball to center field that Finn was able to get under, but couldn't quite make the grab.
That was directly in the sun. This is the we talk about it every game. somehow every other baseball field, the sun sets on third base and rises on first, or vice versa, and this time it sets on home plate.
First pitch to number 5 was a swing and a miss. Maybe when they built the school 130 years ago, the sun was in a position or something.
It could have been, yeah.
It was a long time ago.
Glacially, I know we have polar drift, and that'll, we're 23.5 degrees, which creates the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. But I mean, I don't know.
Who knows?
We're it's 123 years probably doesn't affect that, but
probably not.
But it
I'm no scientist, though.
Might have just been how it fit on campus.
Probably, that's most likely the answer. Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe it wasn't made 120 years ago.
Is that called Occam's razor? The obvious answer is usually the right one.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's a strikeout, and as predicted, Sean Miller double nicks does strike out the side after giving up an error to the center fielder. So
after 4.5 innings, I'm going to say, it's 7-0 Hawks, and due up for JV is going to be Kirkley, Vogt, and Bindeman.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to continuing this in the bottom of the
something inning.
5th?
Bottom of the 4th. Inning. And we're back in the bottom of the 4th inning with Aiden Kirkley at the plate, and then another new pitcher, number 10 for Terra Linda. With your broadcasters just took a quick break at the Snack Shack, which is run by great volunteer parents. That pitch is hit out to right field. Looks like it's going to fall in for a base hit.
Yeah, little duck fart.
Little duck fart.
Yeah. Actually counts the same as a scorching line drive off the wall.
It looks the same on the scorebook. So we got a leadoff hitter. Aiden Kirkley is on, and we got Kenjo coming to the plate. But we love the Snack Shack, and encourage everyone to visit and support Tam and our building of our new booth.
It's a hive of activity there right now.
It is the most popular spot. I believe it's why we have most of our fans, at least the younger fans, come by to get some food and to watch the game. It's great.
Well, and the most brilliant thing that they've instituted over the past number of years is the ability to load up credit
Yes.
Yeah, it's a cashless system over there.
It is. It is an amazing cashless system.
Yeah.
Which, and I don't know that they keep good track. Somehow last year, Aiden didn't through his. I don't think $20 out there, and he said he ate a lot. So
That's
the accounting is.
Yep, that's ripped
Kenjo.
over the bullpen. Yeah.
So-
No, we have Casey Fahey, Celeste Weber, and Claire Bindeman
Yes.
serving up the deliciousness, which is the Snack Shack. Big shout out to all three of them.
And all the parents who volunteer and help out, making baseball
Slow
great.
roller. Kenjo might make it first.
Fielder's choice.
That was a interesting thing. The shortstop pulled the second baseman off the bag, while Kirkley slid, and Kirkley was forced to slide so early that he ended up short of the bag, and ended up getting tagged out rather than a force out.
That was an interesting play. But it worked out for Terra Linda. So we got one out, and we got Ryan Bindeman at the plate first at bat of the game.
Yeah, number 10 on his jersey, number 1 in our hearts.
Number 1 in our hearts. And we got Kenjo on first base. So it's 7-0 Hawks. One out.
Kenjo
Bottom
overcoming
of the
a wrist injury at the beginning of the year. He looks like he's done that. That's all in the past.
It is all in the past. He's back full out. I think he's getting stronger. I was talking to his dad recently, and he's feeling good out there finally. I think it took a while to get the strength back. And
that was a balk.
Oh, so that was not a ball. The scoreboard died again. I think we may need to get some. Oh, the scoreboard is back. All right, so we got a balk. And we got a runner on second now, one out, and Ryan Bindeman at the plate. Ryan Bindeman's had a number of hits this year. He's been stroking the ball pretty well.
Oh, Ryan and crew were I mentioned it before, but put a bunch of donated gear to the, that's a stripe up the middle. Talk about base hits. He's going to get an RBI on this one. Ken just running around and scores easily.
That was a great line drive up the middle from Ryan, and Kenjo was off to the races, scored
He knew it
easily.
immediately. He was on his horse.
He was scored. It was an easy, didn't even get a throw.
No. Let's see if Bindi, I bet the running game is shut down now. Is it 8 or 9?
It's 8.
8-0. I think the running game is probably shut down at this point, but Finn Sharples is looking to put it on to Miller.
Or lean into one again. I don't know. One of the two. Oh,
he got out of the way.
And he dropped his bat, too. That happened last game.
I'm guessing Miller.
Yeah, I'm guessing Miller as well. That happened. Were you here? Were you in the booth or with us, or was it you on location when Finn ducked and didn't pull his bat and ended up going?
Oh, right, foul ball?
It went fair. No, it went fair.
Oh.
And he ended up running, and he just barely was called out at first. He almost made it first. It took him a minute to realize what was happening.
Bo Jackson type stuff.
It was. We got a 1-1 count. One out to Finn, and that's high for ball 2. So tomorrow you got the Giants and Kate Upton. That's fun.
Yeah, Kate Up.
There's a baseball game happening as
Kate
well.
Ups, we're going to be hanging out. Going to be new besties. Might do some viral posts.
I like it.
Yeah, well, that's ripped down the third baseline. And then we officially are on spring break.
We are. You guys going anywhere?
We are. We're going to go visit the islands and my dad over in the Big Island.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And that was hit high, and so the sun's going to be trouble out there, as we talked about.
Oh, what a catch by the shortstop.
Wow. I'm not sure the center fielder had any idea where that ball was, so it took an amazing play by the shortstop to get out there. That was probably the play of the game so far for Terra Linda.
Yeah. That's a hell of a play.
Ryan Bindeman stays at first base on that pop fly to short outfield, and that brings up the Rad line drive. Oh, that is what makes baseball a tough game. You hit the ball on the screws right at someone, and he's out. So
that had a little bit of fade to it, right to the second baseman. That's kind of probably broken his glove.
You did. So after 4, the Hawks get 1 run and 2 hits on 14 pitches, and we're going to head to the top of the 5th inning, leading 8-0, and it looks like we're going to have a new pitcher heading to the mound. Boston.
Yeah, Boston.
Let's see if there's any other changes out there. Boston is in for Sean Miller. Oh, no, Sean Miller's still out there.
You said 23 for 6, which means Miller's going to be playing. Is he playing third?
No, he looks like he's in left field.
Yeah, left field. So 6 must be Lucas DePivo.
Oh, there we go. Yes. I'm not sure 6 is the right number for. I think Lucas is number 20.
Wow.
Whatever. Close enough.
Yeah. So the big lefty's warming up. He has had, I remember seeing Boston for the first time pitch for one of the Marin baseball teams in our 12-year up in, I think it was all those industrial, ballparks.
Right.
Kind of fall into the same picture. But I remember seeing him throw gas as a 12-year-old. It was super impressive, and he hasn't slowed down. He's a big, hard-throwing lefty.
He's been one of our, again, main pitchers this year. I think we've had probably like 5 or 6 guys do most of the pitching for us this year.
Gotcha.
And he's one of those guys.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a fastball, a curveball, slider, cutter, devastator.
That's quite the arsenal of pitches.
Yeah. One of my favorite kids I ever coached was this kid, Fiver, and he said he had 7 pitches. This is in 3rd grade. He's like, Coach, I got 7 pitches. And I'm like, I'm stopping everything. I want to see all 7 right now.
Did you ask him how the catcher's going to call him with one hand?
Yeah. I said that's fine. I mean, we'll work it out, but I need to see all 7 pitches right now. And he worked through. Yeah, here we go with Bobby's first pitch.
The bunt back to the pitcher, picks it up, throws to first, in time, got him.
Talk about a fastball.
1 pitch, 1 out.
That throw to first was way faster than any of his warm-up pitches. So Fiver throws all 7 pitches. I mean, he announces all. This is my slider. This is my sinker. This is my fastball. This is my 2-seam, 4-seam. This is my devastator. And then he had one called the Fiver and a knuckleball.
He had one named after himself.
Yeah, it was amazing. And as somebody that has watched thousands of pitches and hundreds of kids pitch, every pitch was almost identical to each other. It was one of the best demonstrations of pitching I've ever seen in my life. And that kid is one of my favorite kids I've ever coached.
That's amazing. Yeah. That is an amazing story. That's outside for ball 2. We got a 2-1 count to number 12 batting. I'm not sure who that is. I'm still stuck on how you're going to have your catcher call them all. Like, put down 5 and a 2, or is it like a 3 and a 4? Like, how do you get up there? He drops his catcher's glove and he's got to like hold out 2 hands.
Yeah. Talks to the glove. I love that. Hey, when you get up in the 7 pitches,
it's a whole different world.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss.
Strike him out.
Hard throwing Boston. Hey.
Boston's coming out throwing strikes as well.
Yeah. Just saying, hey, not in my harbor.
Got the 8-0 lead, top of the 5th.
All right, number 10, one of the former pitchers of the Terra squad. Shot down to Kenjo. Kenjo gets a hot potato and throws it over first. Easy out.
In time. That was a nice inning for...
How many pitches was that? That's got to be 6?
It wasn't very many. I'll tell you in 1 second. 7 pitches.
7 pitches.
Wow, that was great. That same number as Fiver. You think they were all 7 different pitches?
I think he threw all 7 pitches.
That'll be the question for the... If we had a
Fiber Press, one of the classic kids. His dad was one of the... you enter into the realm of coaching and you see these guys that are just positive and they exude like who you want to be as a coach, and Curtis Press was one of those guys. You just watched him go through minors and majors, and he had this amazing you can't help but hear these guys give their post game, and then you're waiting around for them to end practice, and you're sitting there with your team, and he was one of those great guys. And so Curtis and Mary Press are these legendary Mill Valley family.
Awesome.
And Fiver was the 5th kid.
That's where the name comes from.
Hence the name Fiver.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's a great. Yeah, having good Little League coaches is so important, just to make sure the kids have the love of the game, because baseball is a tough game, and if you don't come out with the right attitude as a coach, then you lose kids to not having fun.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of failure.
It's a lot of
failure.
A lot of failure.
So you got to find the fun somewhere out
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah,
it's really important.
I always said in my very first practice, and the very first thing I told any of my teams was my only job all season was to make sure they loved baseball more at the end of the year than they did right now.
That's amazing. That's the attitude that I wish more Little League coaches had, but
Yeah. Well,
there's a lot that do.
Yeah, I think
sure.
a ton of them do, and especially Mill Valley is a heavy Little League town.
Yeah.
Heck, we've got 7 juniors teams this year.
More than the majors teams, I heard. There's only like 6 majors teams, and there's 7 juniors teams. It's amazing. That's the love of the game.
I love the game.
Love it.
That's pretty great.
Love the kids are still playing. All right, we got coming up in the bottom of the 5th inning. We got Levi Burrows leading off.
Yeah, another kid I coached.
Wow, your legacy runs deep here.
Legacy went to he closed out a championship game for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. My only championship in Mill Valley Little League.
Pop fly, short right. That's going to be on the line.
That's fair ball.
That called foul, though. Damn.
All right. I guess somebody guys got a date tonight.
He must, although 2 more runs here from the Hawks, and the game is over at the 10-run. So if he wants to get out of here, he should have called it fair. But, what are you going to do? It's Levi's going to step back in happily with the bone saver.
Yeah. The bone saver.
The bone saver.
Straight out of Saudi Arabia.
The 2-1 count to Levi. Looking to get on base. Looking to end the game here from the Hawks. This will be the 3rd game against Terra. We only have 6 more MCAL games on the schedule, I believe. We still have Novato, Archie, and San Marin.
What about Redwood?
Funny you should ask that. What about Redwood? That was a called strike. They don't have a JV team this year. They have a freshman team, and they have a varsity team, and they have some sophomores playing on the freshman team. I have no more details than that. I just know. It's crushed. Oh,
can of corn out there for the left fielder. That's too bad.
I think I got a little too excited about that one. It looked like
I thought it was
well hit. It was a well hit ball.
That was a bumper basher.
But yeah, Redwood does not have a JV team this year. They opted to have a freshman team and to keep sophomores on the freshman team.
Yeah, in these complex times, that's
you do what you do.
You got to do what you do.
So we don't play Redwood. That's another week. I think that's why we had another week this year where we don't have any games, because we're missing a JV from Branson and a JV from Redwood.
All right, Boston's picking up it. Great inning, Boston. No acknowledgement of the booth.
Just picked up the foul ball there from Sean Miller. This is his first at bat of the game. After pitching ahead into the left field,
that's a nice shot.
The center there has no idea where it is.
Yeah, that's
a sun base hit.
Yeah, that's Wordle when you have one consonant and after 5 guesses. Now you're picking words.
Just guessing.
Yeah, just guessing. That the center field was just guessing exactly where that was going to land.
I think he was covering his head to make sure it didn't land on his head.
Exactly right.
Running out of the way.
Don't let the shark bite you on the noggin. Another lefty coming up.
Boston's at the plate now.
Yeah.
First pitch.
Protects.
Fouled off.
Yeah.
Boston has a big cheering section back here.
He does.
Some junior friends here are cheering him on.
Yeah. So it's been reported that Boston might be the funniest guy at Tam High. Not just on the baseball team, not just as a junior, but at the entire school.
Wow. I had not heard that.
He has a quick wit. Some things that have been relayed to me that it's said it's maybe not appropriate for broadcast, but
not
it's
for the air. We're PG over here.
It makes, those things when you hear.
Oh, he hit it to right
Yeah,
field.
there you go.
The right fielder was playing him over there. Oh, he misses
drops
it.
it into play.
And we got two. Sean's
look at
heading
Sean
over.
Miller.
Miller's motoring to third base.
Can't drive 55.
You cannot drive 55. I was surprised the right fielder was playing way over to the right there. I guess with the lefty up and the non-hard throwing pitcher, he was looking for the pole. Was in the right spot. Just couldn't make the play.
Yeah. So I mean, some of the things I've heard Boston say that I actually don't remember exactly, but I remember overhearing my kids talk about it and giggling and thinking that shouldn't be funny. Oh, that's it.
We got one out here, and at the plate now is
we got Evers.
Evers is up, and he is 0 for 1 today. I think last time he hit a ground ball to third baseman.
He did on the first offering.
And now he's got 1 ball and 1 strike, if I believe that's correct. The scoreboard's out again, so I can't.
I mean, Evers has a broadcaster's dream name. Oh, Rip forever.
That might end the game right there. That might be the walk-off, and they're going to hold Boston at third, so it's not going to quite end the game.
Not quite yet, but that was a nice piece of hitting by Evers.
That's going to be 9-0. First and third, we got 1 out. And Aiden Kirk is at the plate, and a ball in play should end the game here.
Mr. Perfecto up at bat.
First pitch is high, inside, ball 1. Yeah, the perfect game last time out was fun.
Pretty sweet.
It was pretty sweet.
I was on location and on assignment, and I called up Hank and said, "Hey, the no-no, huh?" He's like, "No, Dad. It's a perfecto."
It was. We were broadcasting, and Bill started mentioning it. That was a line drive.
A line drive that should end it.
And that will end the
Boston
game as a
comes
walk-off.
in, and he's rolling his eyes because he doesn't get out there to pitch another inning. But maybe if we don't say it too loud. Yep, the umpire's dialing into it now, and
that will do it.
That's going to do it.
I think Kenjo wanted to hit up there.
But
yeah, we were broadcasting, and Bill started saying, "It looks like 3 innings," and I was like, giving him the don't say it.
Don't say it.
Don't say it. But yeah, I think it was 5 innings pitched and 5 strikeouts.
That's pretty great.
It's pretty great. I'm not sure. Aiden said there was not a ball to the outfield either.
That's a tip of the hat to the defense.
Tip of the hat to the defense. They made some great plays. Hank made some great plays at shortstop. Kenjo made a couple great plays at third base that game. Full team effort. You can't do a perfect game without a full team effort. But today was a great effort by the Hawks. 10-0 through 5. That's going to kind of end our series with Terra Linda. We finished 3-0 against them.
Yeah.
It was a good effort. Thanks for coming out today, Dan. I appreciate the...
I'll be out here often, and my passion is the Hawks.
That's great to hear. Maybe we should get Hank in the booth with us.
I think we should.
We should get Hank and have him, a young broadcasting mind, come in and give us the different perspective.
Let's just call it an in-bed. In-bed in the dugout. He's going to be able to give, layer on some of the things that maybe we don't see.
That would be great. Yes, that would be great.
Yeah. All right. Well, from the nest, what was the final?
10-0.
10-0. We had the Hawks over Terra Linda today, sweeping the series. Hope you guys at home have a very wonderful night. Don't look at your portfolios because they thoroughly got nuked by some well-meaning person in Washington.
Said very, very, very PC.
All right. Be well and take care. We'll see you the next time in the Nest.